Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Tonight is Twin Queen Power, and I got it right. And we have our co-host with us. We will get started as soon as she introduces herself. We got a jam-packed night, let me tell you. So here we go.
Everybody, it's Rashonda, aka Rose. How are you guys doing this Taco Tuesday?
I had spaghetti today.
Girl, I had a granola bar. That's it.
Not spaghetti. I was like, oh my gosh, wait till I tell her. So as you're coming in, make sure you speak. Housekeeping rules, disrespect, discrimination, none of those things are ever tolerated. You are more than welcome to give your opinion and talk exactly how you talk. You can even cuss. But what you can't do, and what I hope you do, you could do whatever the hell you want to. I can't stop you. I could just delete it. We prefer that you not act like a asshole. Okay? Thank you. Um, Hey girl, let me tell you. Oh, cousin, because if I don't call her cousin, I ain't heard the end of that shit when I called her by her name, just reading the damn screen. I ain't heard the end of it. So, first, let me tell you, okay, I have on my gift. I got this gift for my birthday. I don't wear the gift because it's a herringbone. It's a classic herringbone. Everybody knows herringbones break. So when you got weave here, it's not a good idea to wear that stuff. That's why y'all don't see my M chest on now, which is for Melanin Madam, by the way, in case you were wondering. Because I break it. Get in the shower, wash your hair. You do like that, and you don't even notice you done pulled your chain. So, ready for tonight's hot topic? So what do you think it's going to be? Okay, let me tell you. It's going to be Santana. Poor Santana been getting dragged for what he did. I will show everybody his response, and then we will give our responses. Um, I'm not playing with you. I will show everybody. So I have a clip of him actually responding, telling his side of the story. It's really short. It's just like a minute. And then we will get into the hot topic. Pour something up. Roll something up. I love my glass. You can't really see it. I think I'll have to post it. But this one says BBW Madam. And it's a pretty girl on the front. I love her. It's really pretty. So I need one with a lid though, because I'd be nervous as hell with this class by the damn keyboard. Okay, let's go now. Well, look at Rose with a regular cup, not ruining my life. I love her. I do. Okay, here we go.
Okay, y'all, we gonna make this quick. So last night, my nigga was not fighting no girls. He had got into it with the security of the authorities. He was with his homegirls. I was out with him and his friends, doing that girlfriend one. Erica was very belligerent. I don't know, maybe she probably got too drunk or whatever the case is. She was real wild last night. She got into it with the security guards. It was like 3-4 big securities on top of her. So Zell just being a man and them his girls, he was trying to de-escalate the situation. The people ended up, start tussling with Zell. That's how he ended up going to jail. I got the fuck out of Dodge because I don't play that. Zell know I don't play that. I don't know how nobody else feel about their name, but I know how I am about mine. I left that scene. I went and got my nigga out of jail, bitch. And he right there. Y'all come some slack because he feeling a little bad today. But that's that. And Zell ain't allowed to have no more friends. Period.
Good evening, JoJo. We need to touch bases too. I need to hear the update on the baby. So I will go back and forth like we always do. So my first point is, how old are we? Like, if I saw something that was happening, like, everybody know me. If it's Ro, if it's one of my sisters, if it's the kids, if it's anything like that that makes sense, I'm throwing the first punch. It's going all the way up. However, we are older now, and talking like that as if we're still in high school and it's cool to be like that or whatever. You should only be doing stuff like that for self-defense and when it makes sense. Everybody fight ain't your fight. I'll leave you with, remember what our parents used to tell us when we was growing up. We couldn't play with everybody's damn kids. Your mom will tell you in a minute, you can't play with their kids or you can't play with this person. So why is it different now that we adults? I'm going to say that's my first point. I don't think nothing was wrong with his response. So not from what I've heard. So, Ro, what do you have to say?
I was gonna say, too, I don't think nothing was wrong with his response. First of all, like he said, he has a brand to maintain. He can't be out there fighting stuff because whatever endorsements he get, they will easily take those away now. So for him to remove himself from that situation, that was the right thing to do. Second of all, like you said, if your friend got into an altercation like that, you're gonna do it. But we got to keep in mind he's a man. So I mean, you know, he's a man. Now it was men that was putting their hands on him, on Erica, but I believe what he said, she was acting belligerent. You seen her jumping all over the couches and doing
Yeah,
all
I
that
think
stuff.
they were
So
trying to hold her down more
yeah, that's
than.
what they said. So if I was him, I wouldn't care what nobody said. I would have did the same thing as him. I would leave. No, if you don't got nothing to lose, then of course stay there. He has too much stuff to lose. He gonna be can then that's all it takes for him to be canceled again, for him saying some off the wall stuff. What he said was absolutely true. If I was famous or something, even now, I feel like I got too much to lose. I got a nursing
Come
license.
on,
I'm not about to fight with you. Like that
I'm not.
one man said,
Because
this is one thing
self-defense
I
is
cannot
different.
find no
We
more. He
won't
was
get
like,
in trouble for self-defense, but we
yeah, and
will
I'm
get in
like, shoot,
trouble for that.
I'm calling the local, look, I'm calling the local authorities. I'm not about to fight with nobody. If I own everything I love, I would have did the same thing he did.
So I like that you bridged into my next point. Now, when we try to say you can identify, correlate, internally feel like you whatever you are. But when fight or flight comes and when life or death comes, you reverting back to what the hell you really are. So him being a Black man and it being security that was trying to handle a situation of, let's just face it, when we look at Erica, if it's Black or white in court, she's going to be geared towards more the white side. Doesn't matter. That's our reality. And she has issues of going back and forth with certain things in her behavior. What if he got to think about making it home the same as any other Black man that we talk about? If the situation, I get Zell was trying to, so what Zell was doing, they weren't fighting, just to be clear. None of them were fighting. Bambi wasn't fighting. Bambi was trying to break it up as well. Zell was just trying to get, because it was so many of them, he was trying to get them off of her. But I'm pretty sure if we know Erica, her mouth was still going, her arms was still going, she was still doing things that made the situation simply unsafe. We just gonna call it what it is. So if you have somebody like that and they don't care, and they're a parent and they don't even care about their own kids and their own brand, they just said fuck life. So I can't let you mess up my life. And on the other, like Rose said, with your brand, do you know what it takes to build a brand? Let me just tell y'all, I have gotten a check from Instagram so far. I still haven't even got a YouTube check. This shit is not easy. Number one, it's more, we don't just get in front of the camera and turn it on and slap a crown on our head. It's all the social media, all the marketing, all the staying up on things because we try to state facts. He's also in the LGBTQ community. So it's even harder to build up that. You're going to lose it over one fight over somebody that clearly don't give a damn about her name? I
And
wouldn't.
then you heard her, she said, then she gonna talk about she pregnant.
Eh? What?
She told them she was pregnant. So if you at the club drinking and doing all that and you pregnant.
So I just like to close with, for you idiots that like to tell me you don't understand because you haven't had no kids. I've taken care of more kids than most of y'all. Y'all mostly don't take care of your own damn kids. And I would like to say my babies are doing well. They left here today in my business and in my pockets. So let me just tell you, most of us have raised kids, especially, that village that you say, oh my God, I'm so glad I got a village. Don't at me and don't come at me no more either. Thank you. Y'all better ask my baby mamas. I don't play about the kids. That don't even make no sense. Now, if the authorities were sitting there waiting as soon as she gave birth to take that baby, or Safari could go get the kids like that tomorrow, then she'd be sitting there crying because everything Safari do is so bad. Although he be on stage performing the same thing he always been doing, and we've seen you I still never sent you that video when she was pregnant, almost about to deliver, and she went in there and bashed up his stuff and all of that. Erica has a very bad reputation, and her
Been like that
behavior.
since she came out. Erica's been like that since she been on TV. Since she been a reality star, she's been like a firecracker. Like,
that's that privilege we don't know about, I guess.
Yeah,
because
so I'm not even surprised. But what surprised me was her saying she was pregnant. Like, girl, you is not pregnant.
Why would you even say that out loud? If that was true, and you in your sober mind now with your right brain, I hope you don't think you finna have no lawsuit against those security guards doing their job. Because in a club, VIP secluded, I'm with Funky Dineva. I heard him say, first of all, not me, girl. And then second of all, if you in a club VIP where you can be dancing, doing all of this, what did you do to get the attention of all of the security for them to come over there? What was she doing before?
They said that Bambi came on today. Bambi came on Alive today. Okay. And said that the security guard thought she was fighting Zell, whatever his name is.
Oh.
They thought he was fighting him, but they was played like she was playing. So they ran over there, but he was trying to tell them that it wasn't serious. Him and Bambi was trying to tell them, but they had already got her on the ground, and then she started acting crazy. But they was play fighting. That's what started it.
So my guess is Zell and Bambi responded like a normal person, and she probably, like she does, took it all the way there, which made them focus on they must probably thinking they must be lying for her because she acting like this.
Right.
Well, I hope she didn't say she was pregnant because she think it's gonna be a lawsuit. I wouldn't have said I was pregnant if that's, even if I was, if I was just doing all of that.
With her saying that, it's like, well, what are you even in this environment for? You sitting over there.
Definitely.
And Bambi kept on saying, she probably had more to drink, lit. We was lit. She kept on saying that. Bambi kept saying that today.
Even Mama D said
lit.
that.
We was lit. But then, Erica, you said you pregnant?
Where is their PR?
I don't know. Because when Bambi said that today, I was floored. I said she was pregnant.
Yeah, everybody's been saying.
So Erica's thing saying she was pregnant.
Oh, well, yeah, everybody, because Mama D came back on to apologize for dragging Bambi's name when she wasn't doing nothing. Like Santana just said, she probably drank too. Everybody was like, she probably drank too much. And then, oh, Jesus, I don't know why she said that. I wouldn't say that. So let's swing into the topic. So the topic for tonight is, I was listening to Under the Radar. That's another Black podcast. It's 5 of them that I watched. And this one has such interesting stories that was written in that one, I told him, oh, I'm gonna have to take these stories back. So I asked permission. And then second, yeah, I had to be one of the callers to call in like, what? I don't understand. What is up with these so-called best friends? I can't with this shit. Like, it's crazy to me. So we're gonna listen to the first one and then we will give our feedback. Yes, let me take a sip first because I can't. Just don't bestie me. Just so we're clear. Don't call me bestie. I don't want to be your bestie. Because this shit is garbage. Play this one first. Here we go. Listen carefully.
A rooftop manor. Here, talk your shit. Me and my friend kept hearing about this place called Rooftop Manor and decided we would go check it out. Well, the night we were supposed to go, my best friend canceled on me at the last minute because one of her side dudes had popped up in town. I wasn't tripping. I said, I'm dressed. Might as well go and check it out. So I get there, and it's so elite. You have to have a password to get to the rooftop, and they take your phone and lock it up for you. I was a bit concerned and yet still intrigued. So I gave up my phone and took the elevator to the rooftop. When I got upstairs, it was more than I bargained for. Turns out the rooftop was this high-end swingers club where everything goes. I didn't want to participate, but I did walk around just to see all the things that was going on. I sat in the corner and watched an orgy take place. I became so intrigued, I started playing with myself. Next thing you know, I'm getting some of the best head in my life from this guy, and it felt too good to stop. Well, a few weeks later, my friend and I decided to meet up for lunch because she wanted to introduce me to the guy she just started dating. And why is it the guy from the rooftop who I've been casually hooking up with no strings attached since that night? My question is, do I tell my best friend or do I keep my mouth closed because we have no attachments to each other? Sign, pleased at the rooftop.
So first of all, Mom, I would like to say the context is best friends. So we won't be touching on any of those things. So you don't have to put me on mute. That first of all. So I what would you have done? I can't hear you. Okay, while we're figuring out the sound, I will give my feedback first. So this is my thing. First, I, as the best friend, don't have to tell my best friend other things that I'm partaking in. I don't know why she wouldn't have shared it with the best friend. I would have I would have told my best friend by then anyway, because if that's the friend I was planning on going with, then clearly I know it's no judgment in that space. So I'd have been telling her, like, they didn't talk about, oh girl, you still went. How's the experience? You didn't do none of that, because that's kind of interesting. And then the second point is the guy, like, if they haven't talked about what the guy is into, and technically she haven't, if she had done it before, if that wasn't her first time, if they haven't talked about what they're into, that's the problem in this space now, is that people participate in all these different things and don't have those conversations from the beginning, when you could let the person know. That way, if they're not with it, they could be out. If they with it, they could be involved, and you just go from there. It doesn't have to be as if it's something wrong. If that's what you into, that's just what you into. So that is what I will say. I would have probably allowed, I say, the drink order. If by the drink order he didn't say something, oh, we talking about it right there at the table. Because I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not gonna, oh, let me pull you to the side, or, oh, check your phone, girl. It's gonna be, oh, girl, I know him. Remember when I went on a, yeah, it's gonna be that. I'm telling. That's just me. Now let me see. Rosea's gonna leave and come back in. But I'm with cousin. I'm singing like a canary. Let me tell you why. It's so many things going around because people don't tell the truth. The best friend in this situation, she didn't do anything wrong. But if she leaves from that table and doesn't say something right then and there, then I think she's wrong. I'm not about, everybody talk about keeping it 100 and all this shit. I'm not about, oh, let's talk about it later. No, we're going to talk about it right now. Because here's the thing. If they're just hooking up and it's casual, you can have an honest conversation. Is it something that, if the friend likes him and introduced him, then she must have feeling for him. And he must be somebody that you're willing to go a little bit further for. Because think about it. The reason why the friend didn't go to the rooftop event is because a sneaker leak, or whatever y'all call this shit, pulled up. And so she didn't go with her friend. Now, a little bit later, you're with somebody that you are comfortable introducing to your best friend. So that means it's somebody that you are willing to, hold on, y'all, Rose back, but I want to make sure she's good. That means that it is somebody that she's willing to move forward with, right? So I'm going to tell her, it could do one of two things, y'all. We need to start being real mature, right? The best friend didn't know. It's not like she did anything wrong to her. The man, maybe they were not exclusive at first, but now they are exclusive. And so going forward, things will look different. And some people are comfortable with, I know you hooked up with my friend, but it was no big thing. And my friend said, I don't care, it's okay. So they could move forward and now know that they enjoy some of the same things because the friend was going to go anyway. To me, certain situations that are bad end up turning out good because it exposes things or brings up a topic that may not have been so comfortable. And so they could just move forward in complete honesty. That's what I think. Um, let's see. When she introduced him, I say, girl, that's the dude I was telling you about. That part. That's my mama, y'all. She raised me. So I'm an Aquarius and a Lioness raised me. It is nothing wrong. Then just say it like nothing's wrong. Because the best friend ultimately is the one who has to make the decision of how she's going to move forward. But at least, or if you like him and that's been your favorite thing because he gave you the most powerful, then y'all got to make a decision to both leave him alone. If one of y'all wants him or both of y'all want him, then y'all both got to leave him alone. If one want him, then one gets him. That's how that should go. Y'all know in the Bible, when they fought over that baby, the one that let the baby go is the one that got the baby. Y'all better follow the Bible a little bit.
Yeah, I think the girl the best friend should have said something too, especially if that's your best friend. I could see if it was like an acquaintance or something, but your best friend, when you know now that there's possibility that you're gonna be around this man. As soon as I would have seen him, I would have told him. I'd have been like, bitch, I need to text him. Like, I need to talk to you right now.
Right. Or introduce yourself that way. Oh, girl, that's the dude I was telling you about. Because what I'm not going to do.
Maybe didn't know that they was best friends, but.
Right. Nobody did nothing wrong yet to me.
Nobody did nothing wrong. It's just, I would have told my best friend. It would have been no way I would have. That's not your real best friend then. If you ain't telling her that.
Because I would be, so me, I'm different. I'm this type of Aquarius. I'm not that Aquarius that you reach out to and be like, oh, I got to talk to you later. No, you got to talk to me now because you brought it up now. Don't do that to me. I don't need you to pussyfoot around nothing. I do need you to think about my feelings, but don't think about my feelings so much that I don't understand what you're saying. Talk honest and open and direct. If you didn't think you did nothing wrong, that's how it's going to come out in the way that you say it. But sometimes, bro, don't you think that people sugarcoat shit so much that you be confused in the end? Like, so what are you saying? But if you just say it like it is,
people are not, not like us. We don't sugarcoat. We get straight no chasers. Like, to where people be like, oh my gosh. But
you have to say it like that. But that's what happened. I don't know. Can you imagine if me and you, even me and you, if me and you was at dinner, twin, I want you to meet this dude. And I meet you there and we sit through a whole dinner where you done bathed him and took a picture together and why you like him and why you wanted me to meet him. And then at the end, oh girl, I didn't want to tell you there. That's where the stupid part feels, because you just let me sit here and act like this. That's where people get mad and feel like you made me look stupid. If I wanted to say all of those things knowing what I knew, that's different. But you didn't give me my choice. You took it from me, and both of y'all just sat here and rocked with this shit.
Like, that's what one of y'all said nothing, but the man probably would have thought she would have said something. But I swear to God, whoever would have came in first, if I would have came in first and seen them at the table, or if they would have came in first and I was sitting at the table, I'd have been like, bitch, we got to go to the bathroom real fast because I got to tell you something. Ain't no waiting to the end of the night. No, I got to tell you this right now.
That's the only way you could remain considered a best, or not even considered. That is the only way that you maintain your best friend status.
In general. That's just
I think so, because me and you are not best friends. We're twins. We've known each other for a very long time. But I'm clear who you have your best friends. But I do know my place in your heart. That's why we call each other twin. Mommy knows me, family knows me, everything. So I'm still close to you. I wouldn't do that to you. Like, what? How are you even comfortable sitting there? I'd be drunk by the time it was over. Like, bring me 32 shots. Like, no.
I would have thought they was playing a game. Like, what? Okay, so I'm on punk. Y'all both playing with me right now.
It's going up after that. Then you know what I don't like that people do? when the female flips after something like that and be like, I can't believe my best friend did this to me. They revisit the whole story and be like, well, the person didn't even know. You missing what I'm saying. I'm saying that you didn't tell me. That's what's wrong. You right. That wasn't right. Like, people don't know how to isolate things and be making the victim out to be the one that did something wrong. Like, what? That's trash. Like, so many people in the comments was saying that, like, well, she didn't know. She didn't know. That's not the focus of the conversation. Because here's what I'm thinking. This story got to under the radar, right? That means she still ain't told. She left that table. Now you are wrong. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You can tell her if you want to, or tell her if you don't want to. At this point, when she punched you in your face, did you really?
I don't care what kind of friend I was. We don't have to be best friends. Any friend, I'm telling.
I would tell Deandra. I would tell, and we family / friends. I would tell Deandra. Anybody from the P. I'm telling. How about that? Anybody, if I could sit up there and invite you to my birthday party, ask you to watch my show, and I know you, I'm telling. That's not, now how I'm telling may be different. If I'm like me and you besties, oh, I'm telling right there. I'm telling right there. Let's see. Hey y'all, child, nowadays, if it's my best friend, I'm gonna already see pictures, exactly see pictures of him and have talked to him full time before I met him. It's 2003. Let me see his IG. Facts. Like, at this point, that's what I'm saying. How did it not get to, I don't know if you heard me, Ro, but my first point was, if they agreed to go to this rooftop event together, then when she didn't make it because her sneaker leak was in, me and you gonna touch base like, girl, how was it? What did you do? Right. So you should have already known by then. You know what I'm saying? Girl, let me show you him, because she said it was the best stuff ever. I'm telling. So, and not telling like that. I'm gonna talk about it. We gonna debrief.
No, wait. Remember, she did say that it was the best ever, but remember, she said that she didn't have her cell phone up there. They had to turn their cell phones in.
Oh, so they hooked up outside of that. I think that's when you gotta put. So
okay,
yes, they hooked up more times outside of that. Which, by the way,
about that.
Case in point, in those events, what is the number one rule? You're not supposed to link up outside of that space. It's supposed to stay in that space, or whatever. But at that point, you would like Ashley said, you would have had an IG or something at that point, because now you're doing more. You need to protect yourself and know a first and last name. There's too many of y'all that don't even know y'all baby daddy's unstreet or un-IG name. Y'all walking around talking about with like his beard number one. Next story. So here is the next one. Let me take a sip. Let me tell y'all, I could talk a lot of shit because I've made a lot of sacrifices and made decisions I didn't want to make. I made them because they was the right decision, so I didn't have to deal with certain shit. I'll just say that. But don't think that some of these things I don't be like, dang, that would be lit. But I figured when I got married, I could role play and do some of those things still that I've desired to do, but you're just gonna do it with your partner or whatever. Y'all know you could do that. Y'all don't be thinking. Y'all think this stuff just started? It didn't just start. A lot of people you see at the bar not really picking each other up for the first time. They actually know each other. They're a couple. So let's see. I want to be on a rooftop somewhere. Let's see. Let me make sure I pick the right one. Hold on, y'all. Here we go.
Okay, this one is called Sexual Seduction. Dear Talk Your Shit. I work for a very prestigious law firm.
I don't.
And by day and by night, I work for a company that sells fantasies. Wink, wink. Well, this particular weekend was themed sexual seduction, and with this job, we and the clients wear masks that cover our identity because we do not want want our lives outside of the job to be, I guess, talked about. Well, this one particular person picked me out of the bunch. We go back to my room where he had me act out his fantasy. He has a crush on this woman from his job, and he seduces her while working one late night. After he was done, he paid me and left. I had to keep my composure because I couldn't reveal my identity, but turns out the guy was my boss who was pretending that he was seducing my work bestie. I figured out because he accidentally said his company name. He used his real name and kept calling me my work bestie's name. My question is, do I keep quiet or do I tell my bestie what I know, which also would reveal my night job and that I slept with my boss? Signed, I secretly slept with my boss pretending to be my bestie.
So let me say this first. If you would like to send in stories, I always forget to say this part. Make sure that you send them to talk, the number 2, and then madam. I used to do the stories with the auto tune over the actual voice and all that stuff. The reason why I stopped doing them is because some of the questions were shows I've already done. So I would respond to people and just send them the show that I've already done and tell them, after you watch this, let me know if you have any more questions. Here's the reason why. This is a two-way street. Well, I'm going to be giving you therapy and doing things you want to hear. I'm going to need you to support me and watch the video because we already talked about a lot of these things. And I was just able to. And then some, they just wasn't interesting enough to me. So I thank the person. It's a lot of work, y'all. I have a real career and a nonprofit and I'm tired. So it got to be juicy. It got to be good because the viewers have to want to talk about it. But I do respond to everybody. I will say that. So I'll leave that caveat and then we will get into, what do you say, Rose?
That one right there.
Oh, first, let me say my first thing. Okay. And before people start going in, I want you to notice what she said, my work bestie. That's the same thing as a work husband and all that other shit. Let me tell you what people do. And adults do it too. It's very similar to when we was in high school and somebody was the mama, somebody was this. Because you spend so much time there, you do create your own family there and you do have a work bestie. But let me tell you, I can't think of very many people that after they stop working at a company, you don't keep in contact the same. Not you were forced to be in contact then. So that person may have known your whole life before everybody else, but it's because you're there all the time. The same reason why it's not appropriate to have a work husband, because it leads to other things because you're there all the time. So let's just say that it's a work bestie. That is not the same. Although you do owe certain things. It's not the same as a bestie the way we say bestie. I don't have no damn work bestie. Okay, go ahead, twin.
I think that I would still, knowing me, I would probably still say something.
You what?
I would tell my work bestie. I wouldn't tell the
boss,
manager or boss that I knew it was him. But yeah, I would tell my work bestie, like, girl, you ain't gonna believe it. I think that I would. I really do. Like me and my friends at work, we talk a lot. So I think that I would and be like, girl, you ain't gonna believe this.
But you're gonna be exposing what you do for your night job.
That's fine.
You're fine. Okay. So half the comments was saying no, because half the comments was saying in the original, and it's posted on their Facebook page. If you happen to watch that show, I don't want you to say anything to me. That's all I want to say. When you see it, if you know, you know. You can say anything about what I said, but I don't want you to say anything. If you know, you know, once you see it. But half of the people was saying it's the work bestie. So even if it's your work bestie, because you talk more at work, they probably would have already known, or, you know, some level of trust is there. You got to think about it, though. She works at a law firm. You don't know what role we don't know enough information. So we don't know what role she had, age difference, personality type. She did it because it was a coincidence. But what if the work bestie has been crushing on the man, didn't know, and now she can't hold water because it'll get her a promotion or it'll get her to be with this person she's had a crush on? You have to trust that you're telling this person this thing and they're going to keep it under wraps, because every bestie ain't a bestie.
No, yeah, that is true. That is true. That's
No,
true.
for safety purposes is what I would lean more towards. I'm staying the hell out of it. Or I would start saying things like, if she told me she liked him or said anything like that, then I would start like dropping little hints, because I would feel better putting them together. Like, go ahead and date him or whatever. But as far as, oh my God, I have to tell, well, number one, he didn't do anything to the girl. Number two, he didn't know that he picked you out of the crowd because you was at your night job. And number three, if you tell, you're going to lose your second job, because if it gets back to this man, exclusivity is the number one thing in that space. Hence y'all having on a mask. You're going to be outed from that altogether. And I'm pretty sure it's pretty lucrative if it had to be somebody from a law firm that was there, you know? So I think for that reason, and hopefully she likes the boss, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't want to humiliate somebody like that. I wouldn't want to have their Zen space. And then the last thing, what I really respect is that if you've ever been in a work environment where your boss likes you and it's a male and they've made advances at you, I have, it was very uncomfortable. I was cornered in my office and it was very uncomfortable. I set the record straight and it was fine. And then I was with my ex then. He didn't know why I asked him to, but I would have him start bringing me to work. So, and park in front of the door and stuff like that, so that my boss could see that. But at least he didn't put the coworker in an awkward position or give her a quid pro quo. He did the right thing. He took his fantasy into the space that it belonged. Now, what I can't figure out, twin, how the hell you just sit up there and say all your business? You not only said the girl's name, but you done sat there and said the damn name of the law firm.
He probably was
You
on
don't know
something.
your damn self.
He probably was on something.
And it's a small world. Remember, we talk about that all the time, like how we don't be talking in nail shops, dropping names, because you never know who. Shit, I was at the DMV today, and I went in, and the person that was helping me, I looked at the picture and I was like, is that it was somebody's son that plays football and is at USC now. And I was like, that's like my nephew right there. And she was like, oh, this is my son. You know, again, you don't know how small the world it really is, especially with social media, because we travel, right? So if we go somewhere else, it's people on my page that I've met in Jamaica, in the airport, and you do build a relationship with some of these people because they're just so cool. So you never know. So name dropping is never a good look. Don't do it. I done found out some of Juggy breast got arrested, so he ain't here no more. So I can say it. I done found out a lot of his information, and I'd be straight in the car like, cousin such and such said, and they said, sure didn't even know, just sitting there yapping, not even knowing that was my blood cousin at the nail shop in Pomona. Why would you do that? Don't do that. But this poor man, what if she blackmails him?
She still really can't even blackmail him though, because she still can lose.
Oh, right, she works there too. What if she say something like, I heard?
I hate that I heard stuff. Girl, I don't care about you hearing. You got to show me proof. I don't like when people tell me I heard. I don't care what you heard. People make up stuff all the time, but no. Show me what
they do. But how we talked about,
don't go off of no telling me what you heard. I literally hate that.
But here's the caveat out of where that will get you. So be very careful if you want to enjoy these spaces, not to do the same thing, because It could be a I heard, and all you need to hear is one fact that's true, and now you believe it. Your heart drops. If she would say I heard, and no, you can't prove it, blah blah blah. Well, then tell me how you got a crush on such and such. There go the hope. Y'all just be careful out there. It's not just in this space, but that's the safety tip of this. I just wouldn't do nothing in a space that's close to me. So I'm grateful I don't have those type of addictions and things like that, because that's something that you would frequent. If I was going to do something like that, I would incorporate it into my vacations, like the cruise that the other couple I was talking about was on, or when we travel to another state or something, because it stays. It don't come with you. The likelihood of running into that person, depending on what field you're in, it can like, don't be out there networking. Like, don't be out there like, oh, hey, my name is Madam, and watch my myself on YouTube. Like, don't do that. Because now somebody could expose you. And if that's not a space you want to share, I don't feel like you're a liar if you don't. As long as your partner knows, that's all that matters. Too many people feel like they got to tell everything. Like you saying, like, why you got to tell us when you go through a divorce? What you going through a divorce for? Like, don't y'all know how to keep something to yourself? I agree with you. It's too much. Y'all spend a lot of my time laughing at people. Let me tell you. Yeah, I couldn't do it. So that is it for tonight. Those are the two stories that we wanted to give feedback on. What I'm going to actually start doing though, is Ro and I talked about it for the show. When we do shows like this, that we want to be more interactive. First, thank you to everybody in the comments who was interactive. Second, if you are doing or watching it after, I do go back and look at all of the comments. The only ones that I don't respond to are mean ones. I leave them there, but I don't respond to those. But I still interact afterwards, which is why I tell y'all, this space is not a game when you're trying to do it the right way. Let me tell you what I hate. People that will go in the comments and respond to all the mean people, all of that, but somebody else telling you, you so dope, I'm proud of you, I've been following you this long, and they barely get a like from the actual person. Do you know what it feels like so let me tell you, my top 4 people that I've been following them for so long, and when I write, the majority of the comments that I make, they actually respond to me. Super responds, and she will even respond inbox sometimes. Miami Bling, she sells clothes. Cynthia Bailey, and believe it or not, Tamia. Those are my top people. It feels so good when I see that they respond. I don't know. Stop what? I feel so good when I see those type of things, right? Because believe it or not, everybody that supports you, that's supporting for the right reason, they don't have to. They don't have to. And so all of those people are how your livelihood works once you hit getting money in, or even up to that. You should be nice to them. And so I actually keep interacting until you're done. So if you do later, we will absolutely do it. And then if it's real good ones, I'll be sending them to Ro and telling her to go look and all that good stuff. Or you can at her. If you at her, it's perfect, because that gives her more exposure as well for her channel. Because sometimes people will be like, well, why is she atting her? And then they go look at another channel. So I do appreciate all of this. So lastly, this was our idea. Y'all remember Strawberry Letter? They used to, oh baby, I found how we could get the stories roll. So we're going to start sharing some of those stories. I think that if people hear more of what I'm comfortable receiving, I think people look at me like I'm not a woman. Like I'm going to laugh about some shit, but I still be fair. If it's something that I see makes sense, or something I would have actually done if I wasn't a chicken shit, I'm just going to share it. So share whatever you want. The juicier, the better, baby.
She still do the Strawberry Letter?
Huh?
Does she still do the strawberry letters now?
Yeah, but it's digital. I'll send you the link. So when I do things like strawberry letter, I have to make sure for copywriting purposes that I put the link of what show I got and all that good stuff. That way it doesn't get copywritten and taken down. So I'm going to be going through, and every week we'll do a hot topic, and then the topic may be around the strawberry letter for the real juicy ones, because some of them was like so good. And you got to think some of those was before social media. So when people was getting caught cheating, they was getting caught because I walked in on my husband, or I was at church and this woman came acting a fool, or my wife drained my whole bank account and then left me with my brother. That stuff be good. No, it's not good that those things happen to people. What's good is the story. Just to be clear. Don't be talking about I'm out here promoting this behavior. I'm not. We're going to talk about it. Get closer to the Lord, everybody. Get closer to the Lord. So, what do you have to say in closing, Rose?
Since they're talking about wannabe besties,
Mm-hmm.
kids know everybody is not your real friend. They're not your real besties. Well, I'll just go off the first one. That ain't no real friend, period, point blank. That ain't even a friend. The second one, I guess that is different. That's not like you said, that is true. Because I've had people that I was close to at work because I see them every day, but once we stopped working together, then we did fade apart. But then there's some people that I was still friends with them, like because we really made a connection. But that is true. So I would just say, like, people nowadays need to use the word friend more lightly. I used to do that all the time, like, oh, she's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But now I don't. Like, that's my coworker. That's like I had to really change, but that was just how I was. Like, that was just my makeup. That's how I am. But now I'm more careful with that. Like, so everybody is not even, like I said, not past your bestie. They ain't your friend. Like, they're associates. So to me, that's an associate if they can't tell you nothing like that. A lot of people are your associates. And nowadays, I feel like a lot of these new friends, they
have a motive.
Yeah, they're not loyal like how we was back in the days. If you notice it, you might meet some new friends that you come along in life, and they could be a real friend. But most of your real friends probably be like from childhood. Like those are gonna be, to me, and my what I went through, all my close friends are like my friends from when I was younger. The new friends, I just feel like they don't know how to be friends nowadays anymore. Like, and I get along with everybody, so it's like, if I feel like you scandalous, you really are scandalous.
Here's the thing. I think we talked about that too. We will conclude with talking about best friends to bring it all back. It's important to give people the title that belongs to the relationship, and that doesn't make it bad. What that does is put in your brain the expectation that you should have over that relationship. Because if I call you a best friend, I expect that you damn near mirror me. And what I mean by that is you would never betray me. To me, that's the equivalent of a husband. Okay. If I call you a friend, that's the equivalent of a sibling. Like, those things are given because the regard that I have for you, the things I will do for you, the person I will be to you. So at the very least, I expect in return my safety, my protection, confidentiality, those type of things around you. The sum of the categories that I have, I know where their shortcomings are. And as an adult, either I've communicated, don't fucking bring that shit around me, or it's been one of those things like, okay, that's the equivalent of the shit they probably don't like about me. But I know where they are. When you meet as an adult, it's very hard to go back and learn this person and bring them up to speed. I trust these people with my heart because I've known them for so long. That rapport has been built. We've fallen out. We've come back together. To me, the best gauge of a friendship to me is how you are when you disagree. That to me has set the tone for a lot. Thus me not having so many besties now that I'm older. Yeah, that shit, I start to weed that shit out. Do I still love him though? I just had this conversation. I love him with my whole heart. Do I feel comfortable calling them those things now? No, I don't. I don't, because it's just not real anymore. That season is past, but they're not worth throwing away. Like, to
Mhm.
me, it's just like family. You don't rock with everybody in your family the same, so you don't have to throw them away, and stop being so hard on people. Last question. I do have a last question. How do you feel when you see how much a female friend could do to you, or how little they can do, and people go to the max with how they treat them or let stuff pass? But if it's the dude you're with, then the same leniency they expect, they don't think you should give it to that man. Or the same thing that they putting you through, they accept more from the man, but they wouldn't accept it from a friend.
That part I always don't get, because I'm like, we'll write our friends off. And sometimes your friends really do just make a mistake. But I feel like, to me, if you're gonna give somebody another chance, it would be your friend, because a man, not saying that a man is being a man, but I would expect a man or somebody who just started dating or something to do something scandalous. But your friend, maybe they did something on the accident, but you should still be. Now, if it was a repetitive thing and the
Right.
friend kept doing stuff over and over, then yeah, cut them off. But if they mess up one time, you can give them another chance, because you're gonna get that man a million chances, and he gonna do it. Whatever he doing is gonna hurt you way more than what your friend did. That whatever he did is gonna hurt you way more, but you still gonna give him a million chances. So why not give your friend a couple of chances, because you're gonna give him a million. I don't like that either. But to me, I feel like sometimes women do that because we hold our friends at a higher level
I
than the
do
men.
agree with that. It hurts more.
It does,
It
and that's
hurts.
why I said it hurts more when the friend does it. But I think
Yeah.
sometimes
But
women,
still take a step back. Be hurt,
yeah,
take
you
a
still
step
take a
back,
step back.
process it, have a conversation, and still, I just don't think the writing off part is
Yeah, I
okay.
don't like that either. That's why I'm saying you could at least give your friend another chance. But like I said, I think, see, to me, I think I would have to be. No, you know what? I have been in that situation before with a friend, and me and her was real close. And me stop talking to the man. It didn't hurt me at all. Like, it literally didn't hurt me that I stopped dealing with
Mm.
him, because it was just somebody I was dated, and I didn't like him. So that's what dating is. Figure out
Right,
if you like the person or not.
right.
So I didn't like him, but what I didn't like that she did is she started dating him behind my back, and me and her was close. And so when he finally told
So
me,
she
like,
knew who
"Oh,
he
me
was
and Wooty Whoop
to
is
you.
uh, dating now," I'm like, "Yeah, right." And he was like, "You ain't talked to her?" And I said, "I talk to her every day, all day." Like, and
Oh.
she started off as a work bestie, but then me and her became real close out of work. We went everywhere together. So I'm like, I talk to her every day. She ain't told me that. He was like, "Oh, well, you call and tell, she'll tell you." So I called her and asked her, and she was like, "Yeah, I told you." I said, "Yeah, bitch, but I thought you was playing." Because it's like,
And she
friends
knew you
don't,
thought
like,
that.
friends, me and you close like that. I felt like you would have told me that, but you
For
not telling me
real.
that. So you telling me, but you told me in a joking manner. So
Right.
I'm not believing what you said was true. Yeah, you did tell me, but I didn't believe you. So I didn't care about him. Like, what hurt me was her, because after that, it was like our relationship went away. At first, everybody was telling me like, "Oh no, that ain't your friend anyways," because a friend wouldn't have did that. But I was like, I'm not tripping. I didn't even like him like that, so I ain't gonna stop being friends with my friend that I really love.
Because you don't
Over
want to lose that friend. It's like losing a piece of yourself.
Yeah, and so then when we work together and all that, and when they going on vacation and all that, the HR and the managers is asking me, "Oh, Rashonda, where's Wooty Whoop Whoop?" And I'm looking like, "Why are y'all asking me? Did y'all call her?" Like, I ain't a personal secretary. And so when she came back, basically they let her go. She was gone for like 3 weeks. She never told them that she was leaving, or don't call her, because it was a registry. So like, I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks, whatever. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So she's telling me like, "Oh, it's funny how they not calling me, but they still calling you to work." I'm like, when you was gone for 3 weeks, Did you call and
Right.
tell me
That's
that you
a
wasn't gonna
wall.
be available for 3 weeks, all of that? And then I was like, and I can't tell them where you at. Like, that's none of
So
my
you trying to
business
blame
to
it on
tell
you?
them. Yeah, it's none of my business to tell them that. And so she was, I said, the thing is, I'm never gonna take no money out of nobody's pocket. And I'm your friend. So
No.
number two, I wouldn't do that to you. When she did that, that's when I was just, and she was like, oh, but you gonna tell me the truth. When she did
Because
that,
she
that's
was
when I was like,
portraying
I'm
her
doing.
behavior on you. Like, because she was doing shady shit. Now she trying to
And that's what I
put
told
it
her.
on you.
I said, you did all the scandalous stuff to me. I never did nothing scandalous to you. But since you did all this scandalous stuff to me, you think that I would do something to you, which I wouldn't. And I was like, and on that note, I'm cool on you. And that hurted my feelings. So even though I was
Because
cool
don't
on her,
accuse me of nothing. That hurts Aquarius so bad. Because we
yes,
do
it
our
hurt my
best
feelings
to be
so bad. And
upfront.
everybody was like, how did it hurt your feelings? I was like, because that was literally really my
That's my
friend.
character. Why you gonna do me like that?
Yeah, I was like, that's really my friend. I was like, when I say somebody my friend and I rock with you and me and you would be everywhere together, like you're my friend. So I wouldn't expect my friend to think that I would do that to them. But that's because you started moving funny with me.
Right.
And I told her, I was like, I'm not tripping that you with him now because I didn't like him. I was like, it's how you move and did it. And now thinking that I would do something scandalous to you. So that did hurt my feelings way more. Like it hurt my feelings bad. I didn't care about him at all. Like,
Right.
so that's what I'm
Ladies,
saying. I think we hold our friends at a higher level.
we do. Because
So
you're a
that's why I
woman.
said
You
I
should
feel like
understand how I feel
sometimes that's
too.
why the girls get rolled off faster than the men because
It
we hold
is.
our friends to a higher
You're
standard.
right. You're right. You're right. So that was a really good story. So my advice based on that and the things that I've been through and what I've tried to exercise is trying to be the best version of myself for like 10 years now. That's the perfect situation. I know I say it all the time, but the book, The Four Agreements, I strongly suggest people read it because something like that taught me, reading that book taught me how to identify this type of stuff when it happens, which is why I don't fuck with so many people because I'm straightforward. I don't understand why I can't get that in return. But then to take it up a notch, like Rose said, now because what is it? Because you didn't get the reaction out of me you wanted. I didn't act funny. We talked about it and I let it go. So now you what do they call it? You nervous thinking something is gonna happen to you. But either way, for you to start talking to Ro like that, that's what will seal the coffin for me. Because don't come for me because you did something and now you basically trying to ruin my character. I'm not even at this point the new Asia, the new me, and I've been this way for a few years. If you know, you know. If you tell me something and I know that I didn't do it, that's not the way a situation even went. It was no, what did they say? Oh, it's a miscommunication. No, fuck all that. It's not about me. I'm going to take myself out of that and I'm going to let you deal with your own issues. Now, do I write you off? I put you on pause. I put you on pause because we could go through things where we make decisions that aren't good. Now, if you come back, when you come back, everything out of your mouth better be, I'm sorry because I did. It better talk from a place of I, not pointing no fingers at me. Otherwise, I don't want it because you're showing me you're still the same person. So I agree with Ro. We do feel that way because you're a woman like me, so you understand. I've opened up to you about things, and above all else, for Aquarius women, it's no reason why you didn't tell me. Because if I'm pretty sure she knew Ro wasn't tripping off the dude like that. So in some way, you felt like it was gonna crack because you took her man or you got something from her and you needed that ego boost and you took it off Ro's back and then turned around and blamed her when she didn't. No, that story was the perfect story of how things really go. And then the person that don't flip out end up looking bad because they watching them two over there in a relationship, you over here, and they like, oh, she probably just lonely. First of all, Aquarius don't really get lonely. Just want to throw that out
A
there.
lot of
We are
times
not
we like
clingy.
being by ourselves. Like
We actually do. We actually do. But when we want to be with somebody, we want to be with
right.
somebody. We're not clingy at all. So all of those things hit a nerve for us when you talk to us like that. Don't talk to us crazy, because we're not going to talk to you crazy. We're not. It actually hurts our heart if we hurt somebody that we care about. That's what I'm saying, Mom. She was done with him. So it really was no real purpose for it is work bestie, not to say, girl, I know you said you was done with him. You don't even really like him. Is it okay if I date him? Because he actually is my type. Because like she said, you dated to see if you like somebody. It's okay if that happens. Even if you've been on a couple dates. My caveat is if I sleep with the person, don't even ask me. Because that the line was already crossed. That's nasty. But it's a couple that I actually don't care about. So I just don't. Depending on how long it's been, you know, in my wayward days when I was cutting up. You could take that whole list and I wouldn't care. I sent one to somebody the other day, like, here, you can have them. I'm trying to tell you, girl. So that is it for the night. I think that was a great way to end the show. Ro, thank you for being vulnerable. And well, that ain't really vulnerable for us. That's regular conversation.
I was about to say, girl, you know I got a million stories.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that story, because it was the perfect example with all the pieces of how it goes when people on the outside looking in. Now, hopefully y'all start looking at things a little different, because the innocent one ain't always the innocent one. I'm just saying. And if we call people out more in love, maybe they will behave differently, like Santana behaving differently, because he should have. I'm just saying. We're all talking about peace while creating hell, lighting cigarettes and burning matches like Bernadette off of, or Bernadine off of Waiting to Excel. Talking about, I like peace. So funny. Okay. Make sure that you guys subscribe. Make sure that you comment, and make sure that you share this video. And where can they find you tomorrow, Rose?
You can find me on Talk to Rose tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We're talking about church hurt. That's our topic, church hurt.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about people that were hurt in church and how they feel about it now, you know, stuff like that.
Okay. So that is very interesting. This is why we calling us twin. So our topic for next week is marriage hurt, because I was thinking about church hurt, and I was like, we don't talk about these other areas. So that's our topic for next week is marriage hurt. Talking about some of the traumas, because I was going to piggyback off of the show you just had with Stacy. So she just had, I know you guys have seen the show where Stacy and his wife Trina was on this show. Well, he did an interview over there on Talk to Rose last week. So if you would like, go over there and catch that one too. And then lastly, we will be back here on Thursday at 9 o'clock to do our lifestyle topic. And it will be about the exhibition part of lifestyle. And JoJo will be back with us to share his story. Rose, are you joining Thursday? You gonna join Thursday? We'll think about it.
Well, I don't know, y'all. That might be too racy for me. No.
I love it. Okay, so yeah, that is it from us tonight. Everybody have an amazing night, and thank you so much for joining. Stay cool. I got dehydrated today. Switch your water to alkaline water right now. It really helps you really quickly. I damn near passed out today.
That's all I drink is alkaline water.
I grabbed the wrong water, and I was wondering why I was feeling bad, and I looked down, and it wasn't the alkaline water, and I literally was about to pass out, Rose. I came in and I just, oh my God.
For Amir, I freeze his alkaline water at nighttime. So at school the next day, it could be thawing out. And he had smart. Okay, everybody have a good night. Good night, Mom. I'll see you tomorrow, girl. Later.